Hi everyone, I'm Ananya Mariam Rajesh, Associate Sub-Editor at Fibre2Fashion, and today we have with us Pallab Banerjee of Pearl Global. Hi Pallab, nice meeting you. I had a few questions for you, given today's textile boom and what's happening geopolitically around the world. One of the first questions was, with factories from Vietnam to Guatemala, how are you helping global brands manage, say, traditional sourcing along with the growing demand for rapid nearshoring?
So you see, global, we have been manufacturing across five different countries: India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Guatemala. So that puts us into a global footprint with our customers, and that gives us the inherent strength of bringing the multiple product from multiple geographies uh, to our customers. So I think that's the endeavor that we have taken. Yes, nearshoring is getting covered for the American market because of our Guatemala presence. We don't have a nearshoring presence in for the European market as yet, but I think uh, even this also is a good platform at this point of time to supply. Leave.
And given, like you said, I think European customers do want nearshoring. So how are you working around that?
See, European customers do have the advantage of the duty free at this point of time because of indigenous status of Bangladesh, as well as their trade agreement with Vietnam. And fortunately, Indian talks are at the advanced stages, and I think we have signed the deal. It also will be implemented by next year. So I think that puts all the regions into a strong position with the European market. Yes, the nearshoring will give the advantage of fast fashion or the kind of European fabrics that they manufacture nearby. But yeah, we hope to be there at some point of time in future. But as of now, we are doing out of Bangladesh, Vietnam, and India.
And your partners are the global major ones like Gap and Inditex, and they have massive climate targets today. And what is the single biggest change that Pearl Global has made so that you could meet your partner targets?
See, today the sustainability is a very important and traceability. Those are two big things. So Paul Global has been investing continuously in this sphere. We have the solar energy, solar power generation in almost all our facilities. Almost about 30% plus of our total need is getting supplied by the natural sources like solar. And water conservation is again a very important aspect, which we have investing continuously in all our factories. Apart from that, the waste management and the traceability. These are the two other things that is becoming more and more important. So we have each of our garments, like how we can trace right from the cotton source to where the goods would have been manufactured, which factory, quality, all this digitization process that we have underwent within our production. And all our data is kept in SAP system. So all the requirements that we have today from our customers, we are meeting with this stuff. Which is an important investment, and I think it's an investment for the future. It is becoming more or less mandatory.
Yeah, and given DPP and EPR, the digital product passport, and it's the producer responsibility, do you think a lot of brands across the world eventually will move?
Yes, everybody we are having conversation with, they are working on this front, and more they're accepting what we are giving to them in terms of the traceability and the inter process that we have in our systems.
Got it. And how are your design offices in New York and London using, say, AI or 3D sampling to cut down the traditional time to market?
So a 3D sampling and then AI rendering gives a very high definition image of a moving model as well before even the garment is stitched or it's flicked on a model. So that's an advantage that we have been taking. And that's a good benefit for the customers also. Not everybody is accepting it as of yet. A lot of education, a lot of acceptance is still required, but some of the early adopters have really gone ahead quite well. And that definitely cuts down both in terms of cost as well as the timeline to make the first samples.
And you are a global company, you serve global partners with US Section 301 in the pipeline for tariffs, new headache every day, probably.
Yeah, I think that's something that we have to live with in today's world. Geopolitics is a reality. And see, one good thing that we have done is the risk is hedged or mitigated between these 5 countries of origin. But still, like, it's a continuous discussion and continuous evolving situation where how do we mitigate that kind of risk. So I think let's see how India fares. India is in discussion with US. Currently, they have, I think, put us in tier 2, but I think there are discussions still going. Today, we read about the Lindsey Graham bill coming back once again against the Russian sanctions. So we don't know what the outcome will be. Let's keep our fingers crossed for the best, and we'll continue with our life, I guess.
Thanks. And last question is about the FTA that's going in place today. The India
That's a huge step. That's a huge step. I think it's a huge positive step for India. This will generate more interest in India, Indian business, both in terms of the customers as well as the investments from the manufacturers and suppliers. So I look forward to it. Currently, India misses out on the 70% of the synthetic part of the business because of lack of investments and all that has been there in India. So both these steps of FTA as well as the removal of QCO happened last year. I think will take India to the next level. So we all look forward to it.
Thank you so much, Father, for your time. And, I hope you have a good day.